Alright, chapter 4 is here, and though it's a bit of a short one, I feel like this is the end of a lead up to something big, but I'll save my thoughts on what that might be for the end of the video. Starting off with the first page, we see Jodio and Dragona posing with a caption that reads, "A something they cannot handle is approaching." That something being Rohan's Heaven's Door. How could anyone here be expected to counter a stand with such a fearsome ability, especially when Rohan could just write in something like, "Burn myself to death"? Good luck dealing with that. Back to the opening of the story, we get another look at the situation between Rohan and Jodio, seeing more into the process of deduction Rohan went through when he sensed something unnatural was occurring. Meanwhile, inside, Paco and Dragona are trying to remove the strings from their bodies. Paco's idea is to use scissors, which we later see initially doesn't work, with the hardness or durability, I guess in this case, of the string causing the pair to break. But before this happens, Usagi offers Dragona another pair of scissors through the Mate Kudasai, of course, with its very JOJO-esque caveat of needing to state the desire out loud. Side note, if you think about it, his stand ability would be pretty non-usable outside of a group situation with his clause that he cannot grant his own wish to transform it into something there that someone wants. Personally, I think the direction it's going to go in the future combat-wise will involve some sort of psychological manipulation, where he might be able to get his opponents to wish for things present in the environment that he can use to his own favor, or make them wish for things that would be to their own detriment. It also might not always be the case that he'll need them to verbally exclaim their desire, perhaps only requiring an outward sign, somewhat like Enigma from Part 4. Also, this drawing of Usagi is too perfect. Perhaps he is coked out of his mind. I'm hoping we get another good meme out of this like we got from last issue's accidental Wojak pointing. Anyway, after the scissors are broken, it seems Dragona and Paco are convinced the string is part of some sort of security system, when Usagi's known all along that it was the cat's doing. Paco either seems completely unaware that animals are capable of possessing stands too, or he just refuses to believe that it could be the case, cause I mean, there's no real motive to ascribe to it. If that's the case, I can kinda see where he's coming from. Though Usagi says animals can have the capability to see stands too, how and why is it following them and choosing to attack them? Like I said in my last video, I think it has something to do with Meryl May. At this point, it seems like only she has the knowledge of the heist going on, seeing as she's the one who set everything up. Anyhow, the masks come on after they receive warning that Rohan is heading their way. They plan to escape through the window, but they want to remove the string from themselves beforehand. Dragona uses smooth operators in an unexpected way. Instead of attempting to move the string off, he slides his own thumb under the string, making his hand smaller, which allows the string to slip off. This reminds me of what I said in my chapter 1 review, where I guess that Dragona's female appearance could be caused by smooth operators moving parts of his body, like his fat, around. I'm pretty sure this helps my case, and I'm probably completely right, and you should probably like and subscribe because of that. Back to the point, after that, Usagi says that he's right about the string being a stand since it's disappeared after coming off. Paco then decides to make use of his own stand, probably inspired by Dragona, and places a broken off blade from the scissors into the wire. He then activates the hustle and grabs onto the blade with it, and by vibrating his muscles, he is able to cut right through it. I like to imagine Araki came across one of those videos of a supersonic knife cutting through things and wanted to find an excuse to incorporate it into JoJo. As they get ready to escape, Dragona notices that Paco's backpack is open, despite him almost being certain he closed it. He turns back to find the diamond and reaches for it, only to be met by Rohan Kishibe. I think one of two things could have happened here. Rohan used Heaven's Door to take the diamond out of the backpack when they were trying to remove the string, or Rohan quickly wrote a command in Dragona to make him do so without him noticing. Personally, I'm thinking it's the latter, which I'll bring up my reasoning as to why I think so in the end. Rohan then tells Dragona he'll be in danger if he picks up the diamond. Instead of picking up the diamond, Dragona instead threatens to tie him up, but Rohan quickly uses Heaven's Door to immobilize him and read into who he is and what events conspired to lead up to this. He learns that they came as a group of 4 and reasons that the rain outside was caused by this 4th person who was on lookout. Rohan doesn't seem upset at all about the state they left his house in, telling them to allow him to read them. Really, it looks like all he cares about is the diamond and just how much they knew about it and its existence prior to coming there. Paco then gets ready to square up with them and Rohan unveils Heaven's Door, but Paco is extremely fast and is able to jump up and dodge it by using his stand to grab on and hang from ventilation slats in the ceiling. He's then able to grab Rohan and attempt to keep him captured. Rohan at this point takes a guess that they all must be stand users. Paco tells the two to prepare zip ties and Rohan offers him the diamond, throwing it towards Usagi. It bounces into his hands then out towards Dragona. This seems to have caught Paco and Usagi off guard as Rohan is able to hit Usagi in the face with his hand and activate Heaven's Door, causing him to fly backwards. Rohan is then able to use the finger on his left hand to use Heaven's Door on Paco, knocking him out. He reads Paco and finds out about Meryl May, the leak at customs, and the goal of the group to make a cut of the money off of selling the diamond. For some reason, the simplicity of it is a relief to Rohan, though he points out that they are all in an unsavory situation. Dragona starts hyperventilating and keeps going on about how he's sure he's got the diamond in his hands, going as far to say that he can even feel it. But as soon as he goes to check his hands, they are empty and the diamond is rolling on the ground. I believe this confusion doesn't have to do with any sort of property with the diamond itself, but it was rather caused by Heaven's Door. I feel like Rohan could have written a command in Dragona which made him initially lose the diamond outside of Paco's backpack, and continue to lose it in the future. He could have wrote something that made Dragona take it out of the backpack and drop it when he sees it. That could be why when he sees it, he continues to drop it unconsciously, seeming to be under some sort of command that leaves him in a state of delusion, which I'm sure is something Rohan plans on extending to the rest of the group. This whole sequence between Dragona and Rohan reminded me a lot of what happened to Koichi when you first met him in Diamond is Unbreakable. It's definitely not out of the scope of Rohan's ability to pull something off like this. I'll close off the video with some speculation. The something big I mentioned in the beginning regarding this issue being the lead up to was the group potentially allying themselves with Rohan. Clearly there's something bigger going on with this diamond than just money, as Rohan doesn't seem to care too much about the ransacking the group did to his other valuables in his house. To me, the fact that he seemed to be relieved to read about their lack of prior knowledge on the diamond, and the fact that they are in it just for money, does point towards there being some sort of secret only he knows regarding it. We can clearly see from the last issue that he's putting a lot of effort into researching it alongside his potential volcanic origins. With a character like Rohan, he could be interested in it for any number of reasons, so it's hard to speculate. All I can guess is that it's not about money, and if that's the case, perhaps he'll offer Jodio and the others compensation to aid in his research. After all, Meryl May isn't really paying them too much, and if they're willing to be loyal to her for such a paltry sum, then I don't see why Rohan couldn't step in and offer a better deal, as well as some degree of protection against potential retribution. Other than that, I don't have much else to say. For all we know, Rohan could just explain that it's a crazy diamond and that it's unbreakable, and the rest of the part will be just full of callbacks to Diamond is Unbreakable. Kidding, of course. If you have any ideas or theories of your own, please let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed my coverage. As always, more JoJo videos to come. Thank you for watching. Till next time, farewell.